Welcome back to the Ponzi Files, written by Max Azzarello, investigative journalist. Here we explore why our criminal government made Leave the World Behind, Netflix's latest apocalyptic thriller, posted December 12th, 2023. If you're just tuning into this series, I posted this booklet alleging the wildest totalitarian conspiracy imaginable with a map to a sea of proof. The big picture: cryptocurrency is history's largest Ponzi scheme that will soon collapse the world economy. Also, the U.S. government and their criminal allies can escalate the theft of our entire livelihoods with a fascist world coup. That's because the U.S. is a secret kleptocracy. They pretend it's a democracy, but both parties are controlled by financial criminals whose only goal is to bleed us dry. Media plays a central role in the con. No matter our interests or political alignments, we are all flooded with the messages designed to divide the public and make us bitter, angry, apathetic, anxious, helpless, and hopeless as they intentionally make our lives worse. And as I've been writing for months, we are effectively in history's largest doomsday cult, and I've been watching them pour Flavor Aid the last 9 months. In order to mask the theft of trillions of dollars via cryptocurrency, our government is going to kick off one hell of a false flag attack to keep us paralyzed with fear and confusion while they orchestrate a fascist coup. Since Silicon Valley's outsized role in the crypto Ponzi means many tech companies will likely collapse, we can expect the power grid attack, perhaps even a permanent shutdown of the internet. And wouldn't you know it, the latest Netflix apocalypse movie, Leave the World Behind, bears an uncanny resemblance to the story I've been telling. A sudden, mysterious cyber attack hits America, with fears that some of the country's most powerful figures are orchestrating a coup. That's because it is yet another example of criminal propaganda designed to prep us for history's biggest rug pull and tell us how to behave when it happens. Let's have a look at the film to better understand how the film serves these criminal interests. Criminal connections. As with other criminal media discussed in this series, we can plug Leave the World Behind right into our elite crime network. First, it was produced by Barack and Michelle Obama via Higher Ground Productions. I haven't covered Obama previously, but given that we have a bipartisan kleptocracy that includes the Clintons, the Bushes, and Trump, we can expect Obama to be cut from the same criminal cloth. The Obama Foundation shows evidence of being as criminal as the Clinton Global Initiative. Their first CEO had been chief of staff to BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, and they received a massive $100 million donation from Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky, who has praised cryptocurrency and whose company has received billions in funding from criminal crypto VC firms Founders Fund, Andreessen Horowitz, Sequoia Capital, Y Combinator, and Tiger Global Management, to name a few. Additionally, Obama vacationed with Ponzi legend Richard Branson just after wrapping up his presidency. Oh, there's a good photo of them. Netflix, meanwhile, was co-founded by Reed Hastings, a graduate of the preposterously criminal Stanford University. The company has piped into the blockchain theft network via a partnership with Decentraland, Metaverse, and Stranger Things NFT collection. There are countless examples of Netflix shows that promote our cult leaders' interests, but I'll just highlight one of the posts. Don't Look Up essentially tells us that climate change will kill us all, that our society is far too broken to avoid it, and that we should just seek comfort with loved ones in the face of this inevitable apocalyptic event. Why? Because they want us paralyzed with fear and hopeless, and when it feels like the apocalypse is happening, they want us to believe it's too late for us to do anything about it. Quotations. I fucking hate people. End quote. With that, we turn to Leave the World Behind. It doesn't take long for the criminal propaganda to reveal itself. In the opening scene, Amanda Sanford, played by Julia Roberts, offers this line before they cut to the title screen. I remember what the world is actually like, and I came to a more accurate realization. I fucking hate people, emphasis added. This idea is central to the criminal media we are bombarded with. They paint a haunted picture of a divided America in moral decay, and they tell us this is what the world is actually like. They tell us over and over again how awful things have become, pretending it's all organic and inevitable until we have no choice but to believe and accept our worsening circumstances. And of course, I fucking hate people. Lets us know that this is a reasonable belief held by successful people who can afford a weekend getaway at a Long Island mansion. You know how cult leaders divide their members against each other and separate them from their friends and family? Our criminal government does the same. They want us to hate people so we can never amass any sort of collective power against their thieving. Later in the film, she elaborates. We fuck each thing over and we don't even realize it. We fuck every living thing over on this planet and we think it's going to be fine because we use paper straws and order free-range chicken. And the sick thing is, I think deep down we know we're not fooling anyone. I think we know we're living a lie, a mass delusion to help us ignore and keep ignoring how awful we really are. She isn't wrong in her assessment. Cynical though it may be, I hope most people realize that paper straws and free-range chickens aren't viable solutions to any of our problems. They're just the impotent solutions that our elites have offered us. But notice that she blames us. How awful we really are. Once more, we're told in a film a U.S. president produced that the public is at fault, that we've done this to ourselves, that we are the problem. My evil cabal that runs the world. Later in the film, G.H. Scott, Mahershala Ali, recounts an unsettling story. One of his clients is a famously wealthy and powerful defense contractor who referenced an annual meeting with my evil cabal that runs the world. The day after of the cyber attack, the client called GH and asked him to move massive sums of money around. When GH makes a joke about the evil cabal, he doesn't laugh. All he said was, "Take care of yourself," almost as if he felt sorry for me. The implications here is that perhaps the evil cabal is a very real thing, and our wealthy elites planned this attack. As I've covered in this series, if you learn a whole lot about Ponzi schemes, you will discover that an evil cabal does, in fact, run the Western world. But if we're victims of a totalitarian con, why would they tease this all out? If they're about to hit us with a cyber attack military coup, why would they telegraph their play like this? One reason is to culturally prepare us for what is about to occur. They want us to get a frame of reference when shit does hit the fan. We've already seen this technique with COVID, which was planned to explain the absurd stock market anomaly that arises when you pipe some of the world's largest companies up to a multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. Just as Steven Soderbergh's film Contagion told us that the modern world is at risk of being at a pandemic that could spawn from the Chinese wet market, Leave the World Behind tells us that we're not supposed to be surprised if we suddenly find ourselves victims of an apocalyptic cyber attack. Another reason is that these criminals want us to believe that our elites are all powerful and mysterious, capable of things we could hardly comprehend. We see it in discussions of Silicon Valley titans like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, and of the elites at Davos planning the Great Reset, when we know that the Titan submersible doesn't exist. We see the same strategy in the reports that the top-secret U.S. Navy sonar detected the small implosion in the patch of the ocean the size of Connecticut. They want us to believe that our government has powers well beyond our scientifically possible, so that we'll fear them and defer to them. Although the government offers this evil cabal theory, it offers some clear misdirection in the exchange that follows. GH. A conspiracy theory about a shadowy group of people ending the world is far too lazy an explanation, especially when the truth is much scarier. Amanda. What's the truth? GH. No one is in control. No one is pulling the strings. When events like this happen in the world, the best even the most powerful people in the world can hope for is a heads up. Here we're told that an evil cabal is a lazy explanation, even though GH already got evidence of it from his client. And his explanation is nonsensical. If anybody has the power to orchestrate a nationwide cyber attack, it could only be done by some of the world's most powerful people. But these criminals want to prime us to believe that our elites are victims rather than perpetrators, that this is all some great mystery beyond our control. They want people to scoff at you and roll their eyes when they start telling them about our secret kleptocracy. How to behave on doomsday. Along with priming us for a mass cyber attack, Leave the World Behind primes us for how to behave when it does happen. A recurring theme is to not trust others. Amanda is deeply untrusting of GH and his daughter Ruth, Mahela Harold. Ruth tells her father that their goodwill and hospitality is what's going to fuck us in the end. After the internet goes out and it's clear that there's some major disaster at play, Clay Sanford, Ethan Hawke, is confronted by a desperate, alarmed woman speaking Spanish in the middle of nowhere, begging him for help. Although he doesn't speak Spanish, he's still able to help this desperate woman, if only by giving her a ride to somewhere less remote. Instead, he abandons her. When they seek out help from GH's prepper friend Danny, played by Kevin Bacon, we see the same trust no one ethos. When the world doesn't make sense, I can still do what's rational, which is protect my own. What you do is your business. Here we're told that the rational take is to not band together, not to build collective solutions for our disastrous circumstances. Instead, we're told that society has failed and that we're now enemies with our neighbors, that it's every family for themselves. This logic flies in the face of disaster studies. Rebecca Solnit's book, A Paradise Built in Hell, provides many examples of communities uniting and growing in the aftermath of disasters. From the 1906 San Francisco earthquake to Hurricane Katrina, when we can no longer rely on the rules and norms that our government and society provide, solidarity and mutual aid win out to ensure that everybody has the best chance of having their needs met. But our criminal government is hoping we behave much more like Danny. Maybe we just need to sit tight, be safe, pray, whatever works for you. I'm locking the doors, I'm waiting and watching, I'm getting my gun. And just as Don't Look Up told us we're doomed and all we can do is seek comfort, the ending of Leave the World Behind does the same. Amanda and Clay's daughter Rose is obsessed with the show Friends and spends the film trying to watch the final episode. She finally gets her wish when she breaks into a bunker with a DVD collection. She puts on the episode and the film's credits roll to the Friends theme song. The message is clear. We can't do anything about our apocalyptic circumstances, so best we turn inward and seek comfort and escapism. A coup in 3 stages. Near the end of the film, GH offers his belief as to what's occurring, all completely in line with where my research has led. A simple 3-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. The first stage is isolation. Disable their communication and transportation. Make the target as deaf, dumb, and paralyzed as possible. The second stage, synchronized chaos. Terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation. Without a clear enemy or motive, people would start turning on each other. Done successfully, the third stage would happen on its own. Coup d'etat, civil war, collapse. If the target nation was dysfunctional enough, it would, in essence, do the work for you. This is what our criminal government intends to do to us, and the dysfunction has been long in the making. It's the culmination of their countless efforts to make us divided, angry, hopeless, helpless, and misinformed. Also, the criminals can grow and retain their power with the most destructive act in human history. So, I hope you're beginning to see through their lies. I hope you realize we were never hopeless. That's just what the criminals told us. I hope you realize we are only divided because these criminals have pitted us against each other for their own gain. I hope you realize that the only path forward is to help and protect each other, to spread truth in the face of misinformation, to build collective action, and to stand in direct opposition to our criminal government so that we can abolish this rot once and for all. Ending with a too long didn't read, we're in history's largest doomsday cult. Leave the World Behind is criminal propaganda designed to prime and misdirect us for when shit hits the fan. Well, this has been a really great one by Max. I really love reading about Leave the World Behind conspiracy theories. You know, it was a really good film, I thought. I disagree with quite a few of the assumptions in it and different concepts. And the whole Obama's being involved with Leave the World Behind is such a weird thing. I've never heard a good answer for from them or from like why they're even involved in making movies is just peculiar as all heck. And you know, is it a doomsday cult that's trying to tell us how we are to behave, or is it members of a doomsday cult secretly trying to warn us of what's to happen so we can prepare? Or is it some former president that just enjoys apocalyptic movies like I do? If someone were to give me the opportunity to make a movie, I would probably choose the post apocalyptic genre because it's my personal favorite. And it would be weird if someone were to accuse me of I'm preparing the world for zombies because I'm going to release a zombie apocalypse. You know, that doesn't make sense. I just like it. So why does Leave the World Behind exist? I'd love an answer to that. I'd love a sequel to that movie as well. I think some people think the movie Civil War is a sequel to it. I haven't seen that one yet. Hope to see it soon. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow.